day 80 something, 4, 5, who knows what, and my new wheel shows up from US Wheel. So let's see what we got. I already undid the 500 bands they put around it to hold the box together. So let's grab, yeah, one-handed, sorry. Let's grab some scissors, see what we got. What do you think, Jax? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Let's see what we got. What I'm concerned with, and hoping they did not forget, was that it needed drilled for cap. You're going to have to excuse my uncoordination doing stuff with one hand. Okay, let's see what we got. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. I bought wheels and spent a lot of money for them to drill the holes for the clips, for the center caps. What do we see is missing? I just knew it. I knew it. So frustrating. It's not that I mind popping 4 holes, but they have to be in the exact perfect spot. And now I'm the one who has to deal with this and not them. So frustrating. But what are you going to do? I don't know. I can't send it back to have them drill holes. So it looks like I'll be doing it. I was getting bored. I needed something else to do. Day 89. We're moving and shaking. Got the wheel mounted and balanced. It turned out fine. So, got a little bit of weight, obviously, you can see it. But it spun just fine. Larry took care of that for me this morning. You might be wondering, the hell's all that noise in the background? Actually, it just quieted down for a second. Now it's firing back up. So we got a little blasting going on today. Some parts for the truck. The parts for Cam's Roadrunner. He's knocking out the underside of Cam's hood right now. He's going to do the inside of my bed. I'll show you that. He's going to do the front panel, the seam all along there. He's going to blast all the inside. I got it all trimmed out. Knocked out all the inner bed floor. It's done. It's gone. I mean, other than this stuff, that one's completely gone. That panel up there. That one's still there, but maybe gone after he's done blasting. That seems pretty solid. That's questionable. So he's going to blast all the inside, and then I think we're going to pick it up and put it on its front. And we're going to get these lower areas down in here. They're pretty flaky and nasty. I don't know, we might make a bed out of this thing yet. But he is taking care of this stuff right now. He's got my tailgate over there. Got my hood, we'll do the underside. Got my fenders there, my doors. Me and Cam just tore down my doors. Got some miscellaneous pieces while he's not blasting real quick. I'll show you this. Cam's fenders, my door panels. Have him, he's going to knock out these doors, the inside, and then probably just the lip around the edge, and then this whole bottom section down here. Clean that up good. The rest of this is all the original stuff, so that'll clean up and sand nicely. If it all works out, this is going to be awesome, because not only is he going to sandblast and clean up all my stuff, so it's going to make it easier to paint, I might have a beach in my backyard with all the sand. Actually, it's not sand, it's glass. So this guy does, he's got one of those dustless blasting setups that you see advertised all over the place, the green trailer, the ones that are eco-friendly. Yeah, we're pretty concerned with eco-friendly at Hindsight. But he doesn't use water. He doesn't do it dustless. He said that, to be honest with you, is a god-awful mess. So he said, really, people seem to like it because it's eco-friendly. But out here in the country, we're not worried about the dust. So he said he does it in the city all the time. Nobody complains about the dust. So, I don't know. Here we are. He's moving and shaking, making dust, cleaning parts. Whew. Give you about a minute to stop that. That's where we're at. While we're here, I know it's noisy, but let's just be in awe of Cam's truck for a minute. I don't know that he's shown this one, but she's a beaut, Clark. This is Cam's workhorse. Look at this guy go. We're going to get the dramatic side shot. So this is what we're doing on day 89. After this, we should have a bunch of clean parts that are ready for epoxy primer and ready to roll. So end of day 89 brings us to a whole bunch of glass beaded parts. So tomorrow will be prime day. Got the inside of the bed cleaned up. The guy used a, at first he used a glass bead material. And then he ran out and he used, after that he used like a coal type material. So I mean it did a decent job. It cleaned up some of the stuff. I didn't have him spend too much time on this because that's probably coming out. It was mainly just to clean all the paint off and give me a better base to work with. So I trimmed out all the pieces that were still on the cross beams, got that all cleaned up. He cleaned up the jams, which is awesome. I'll save some time. He cleaned up the seam, one across there and the seams here. So this will give me a good base. Let's see, did my doors, mainly the seam area, get those taken care of, and the whole outsides. Nice job, Jax. Did my grill. It came out beautiful. It came out really nice. I like that. Both fenders. You know, everything looks great until you blast something, and then that's when you find your real problems. Like my fenders, I'll be welding in a piece down here. You're careful not to touch it too much. I'm going to epoxy prime everything tomorrow. I ended up not having him do I had him do the front edge some on this, mainly what he could do when it was flipped upside down, and the sides a little bit. I'm welding up those holes, welding up all these holes here too. But anyway, I didn't have him do the top. I was a little worried about warpage. That's a big hood. And I thought all I had was one ding somewhere out in here. I can't remember where. But I don't know if in the last couple of months of moving this thing around, I got it somewhere right here. I got it right here. Maybe it was there and I just didn't notice. But there's a couple other spots. I knew I had lots of work to do on the sides. Right in there and right there. Kind of feels like a sack of walnuts on both sides. So lots of parts cleaned up. Haven't showed you the truck in a while. I actually had the wheels on it the other day. Well, not both of them, since I just got the other one back. So there's some other stuff I got to get into. Cam's work box for electrical. That's coming along pretty well, actually. Found the home for where that box is going to mount is right in here. The computer is going to lay in here, I believe, sideways. This factory air cleaner is going to roll right through here and lay up tight, probably in this area right here. Looks like it fits pretty good. We had everything kind of sitting in there earlier, and it looked pretty good. I'm liking the stance. I had the bed on it the other day with one of the back wheels on. And the stance looked good. I haven't had it on the ground. I've had it on the rollers. But I think I'm going to like the stance. I think it looks pretty good. It's got just a little bit of rake to it. But that's where we're at. Day 89. Oh, had him do my door panels too. They came out nice. They had some like rust burn, so to speak, from being in the sun. But that's where we're at. Day 89. Long way off, as you can tell. Okay, so honestly, let's talk real truth here. Cam was giving me crap because I've given up. I haven't given up. The truck's got to get done, no matter what, whether it's going on power tour or not. I mean, I want to be driving it around this summer. So some of these areas that today, like the doors, had some areas that blasted through at the bottom. It was thin. You couldn't see it till the blaster hit it. Same with that one fender I showed you. Tailgate had a few more spots like that too along the bottom. So I got more work to do there. I'm not going to half-ass it just to hurry and get it done. But that's not what's not going to make it. The truck is just not going to make it. So let's be honest and let's be real. It's not going on power tour. So am I disappointed? Yes, very disappointed. Am I giving up? No. So you're still going to see updates, still going to be working on the truck, still have a lot to do, and it will all still be documented. Did I try? Yes. So I told you in the video, I don't know, 6-7 videos ago, you might have heard me say I have a date in my mind. And if the truck is not starting, running, moving, and stopping on its own at that date, it's probably going to throw in the towel for being completed for power tour. So that date came and went about a week ago. So I thought it's not going to make it, but come this weekend, where I'm at now, I was happy to get all the blasting done today. That guy finally showed up, but it's not going to make it. So still hope to have it running in the next week or so. I still have fuel lines to do. But when you get into something like this and you get jamming and you get going, then you hit all these little things, all the little touches, and then life happens. And, you can't blow off everything to work on it. I can't. So, not excuses. It's just real life. So, here it is in all its glory on day 89. and we're going to keep rolling. The F100 day challenge is still going, but it's going to go beyond 100 days. So we'll see what it takes to get this thing done, but it's not going to be going to the power tour. Tried. Day 89, done for the day. Day 90, up awful early this morning to make a tub of breakfast burritos for the track team, send them off to sectionals. So why not work on the truck, right? So after the blaster yesterday, had some good news and some bad news. Tailgate came out pretty good. I added, there's usually a slotted drain hole right here. It's about half the size of that. It's probably about 1/8 inch wide. And there's 3 of them. There's one here, there's one in the center, and there's one in this end. I opened those babies up and I added 2. Why not? I don't know. I think it's a good idea. I think Ford should have done it. The size of the holes, I mean, if something starts rusting in there and getting nasty and flaking off, it can't get out. I blew out all kinds of crud out of this thing. A lot of it was the glass bead and stuff that the guy used blasting it, but a lot of it was just crusty, rusty, dirty, muddy crap. So at that came out good. Fenders came out pretty good. One of them was worse than the other. This is the one that's worse. See that right there? That's a split in the metal. This fender was buckled right here. This yellow truck took a little shot in the front. I kind of dollied out the front edge, hammered and dollied that out a little bit. But yeah, I'm pounding on it because there's this buckle here, and I'm like, what is that in the metal? Oh, it's a split. So I have to zap that up. The grill came out beautiful. I'm happy with it. I just got a little hammer and dolly work on it, maybe a little bit of plastic work, not much, and it's gonna be ready to paint. And then this fender is the one that came out the best. It's the cleanest. Had the same buckles on both sides. I hammered them out a little bit. This was all folded up and buckled. I got it hammered out. My suggestion to anybody doing one of these old trucks, and maybe I've mentioned it before, find you some fenders or doors or whatever it is you're looking for that are original and fix them. That's my best suggestion. Do not go aftermarket if you don't have to, because you will save yourself a ton of headaches. This one was, like I said, this fender here was super clean. I'm not going to flip it over, but it's just as clean on the other side. I'm trying to touch them as little as possible with all the bare metal on them. Like I said, this one was a little rougher, but that's all right. I'm going to, actually this one had this problem. It was clean everywhere except for on the top of all places, where it captures crap between the outer panel and the inner panel. So I cut it out. I should have cut it out before he blasted, but I cut it out. I'm going to patch in a piece here. I'm not going to worry about the inner structure. It doesn't need a piece patched into it. It'll be fine. And so I'll take care of that. Just, you know, clean up some of the body work, or do a little body work on it. That's fine. This one didn't have the problem with the inner structure. It's clean on the top. But it had a problem on the bottom down in here. I'll have to weld in a piece down there. But that's okay. Today is just, I need to get some epoxy primer on them, because bare metal will rust fast. That reddish you see on here, that's not rust. This thing had red primer on the underside. Ford's factory primer most of the time was a reddish, like a red oxide. So, and same with this one. That's not rust. That's just the red primer showing through. You can see right there where the yellow's kind of, you know, I mean, he didn't sit there and lay on it and blast it until it warped. He got on it and got off it. He did a good job. We had a little misunderstanding on the price, but it is what it is. And let's turn these things into epoxy coated parts. The doors are over here. I'm going to do the same thing to them, but I don't know that I'm going to be in such a hurry to get those epoxy primed. I'll do it sometime this week probably, but I got some welding. I want to weld up these things. Once I weld up these holes here, here, and here, I'm going to finish those off. I'm going to weld them up, finish them off, and then I can just sand the inside of this door, seam seal it, and paint it. Prime it and paint it all in one. There's no reason why you can't. It'll work fine. Same with this one. I'm going to do the same thing. Weld up those holes. Just grind them out, finish them out. And I will paint the backside. No reason not to. All right. I gotta get the priming. It's probably going to be 80 degrees today. Maybe a little over, 85. Gotta take advantage of this when it's not, 95 like it has been the last several days. Gotta get my primer gun going. Well, it's all epoxy primed. Came out fine. A little fuzzy, a little funky for doing it outside, but I was not covering up everything in the shop. So, see some of the dents, and here's where those buckles were I was telling you about. So I've got that to fix. I'm going to weld up all those holes. Got to fix that. This one's the fender that's the clean one as far as rust. This one is the one that has some stuff there. So I'll be taking care of that. The split. Everything else looks pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about the grill. The only thing I see on the grill is, I don't know if you can see it in the shadows, it's got some nastiness right there, needs a little work. And this row right here is just bowed just a little, but I'm not going to do anything on that until I get it on the truck, and I'm slowly going to work that out. Hopefully I can get that out looking pretty good. But that's pretty much it on this grill. It must have took a little pop right here and somebody kind of pulled it out, is what it looks like. So I'm happy with that grill. What I did on the bed, I used over half a gallon of epoxy. I sprayed the inside of the front panel, the outside of the front panel. I sprayed the jam back in here. I'm going to be doing a lot of work in here, so I didn't even bother to do that. I'm going to try to bang out those wheel wells, and I have to bring these out some. So all I'm going to do is round them a little for clearance. And I'm cutting out, if you didn't see the video before, I'm cutting out these indentions just for tire clearance. And same thing over here. I'll be taking care of this nastiness here, but this will just basically, I'll bow it out and reattach it, because this is the only thing it attaches to is the two cross members right there and right here. So I'll probably attach a new cross member or a new brace coming outward, or from that cross member to this cross member, and I'll bring this out to that and weld it. So anyway, all this, once it's done, it's going to get, I've got some of that Raptor liner stuff. It's just a spray in bed liner, so it'll get that. I sprayed the inside of the upper just so it didn't rust. I've got so much work to do on these bed sides still. I didn't worry about doing anything there. Did the front panel. Really the only issue up here was there was some rust right in here. On this truck, there was some crap that had fallen down in here, like some paper and cardboard and some like pieces of vinyl, plastic stuff, and it was all jammed down in here between the bed and the cab. And I guarantee you that's what caused that. Everything got wet and it hung. And of course that's a lip that catches everything. The engineers, I don't know why you would make an overlapping lip that catches stuff that comes this way. Why do you not make the lip go down and over, so if water comes through here, it doesn't catch in the lip? I don't know, sometimes I think that the engineers need to talk to people that work on these things all day long. And maybe we'd have some better vehicles. Tailgate came out fine. Just the primer, like I said, is a little rough. I got some stuff to fix. It's some fuzziness. Got no shortage of dents and dings and stuff to take care of, but that'll be fun. So here we go. We're done. It's my headliner material laying out. Trying to get it straightened out. It's just a piece of thin plastic. I'm going to trace the headliner out. Hopefully it'll work. Stick it up in there and maybe cover it with something. A little bit of padding and then maybe, yeah, I don't know, something. That's it. Day 90. Time to head up to the track sectionals and go get roasted again like last week at the track event.